Coming down to the wire, I want you to take a look at the clock on your screen, just 12 hours and change remaining. Time is running out for the Big Three to reach a new contract agreement with United Auto Workers. If a deal is not reached, union members could hit the picket lines, walking away from a steady income, which impacts their families and sends a ripple effect from the production line to small businesses to the people trying to buy a car. And so we're starting this day by putting everything into perspective because this has such a huge impact on our area and the rest of the country. Good morning. Thank you for joining us on this Thursday. I'm Brandon Hudson.
And I'm Amy Andrews. This morning we're learning numerous counteroffers from Stellantis, General Motors, and Ford have been rejected by the UAW in recent weeks.
Yeah, union leaders say that a strike is not the goal, but they will have to do what they have to do to get a fair deal and show their worth. Fox News' Robert Murdoch is keeping an eye on this situation. He joins us live from downtown Detroit. What is the feeling down there? Because on the one hand, you have this auto show, but on the other hand, you have people that are waiting to see if a strike is going to happen.
You know, I think there's a lot of just anticipation, everybody wondering what this next move will be in this situation. As you know, they have been in contract negotiations since mid-July, and we are now just hours away from the deadline, from those contracts actually expiring. Now, as you guys know, Shawn Fain, the president of the UAW, he's been really good all along about giving updates on social media to let everybody know, to let the membership know exactly how these contracts are going. Well, they say that they are ready to react. They are ready to take action. They have been practicing picketing, and soon we could see the real deal.
The UAW doesn't back down from a fight. We're willing to do what's necessary to win justice by any means necessary.
Shawn Fain, the president of the UAW, once again taking to Facebook Live to update union membership on how contract talks are going, and once again telling that membership to get ready to strike at 11:59 tonight. That is when the first wave of walkouts would happen.
Anxious, nervous, kind of like the moments before a big boxing match, but we're ready.
This man among the local 51 workers at the truck plant in Dearborn that took part in a practice picket on Wednesday. Fain says a strike involving Ford, Stellantis, and General Motors at this same time would be historic, that they would start small and then expand as needed to put more pressure on the Big Three.
In the spirit of the sit-down strike, the stand-up strike will keep the companies guessing. It's going to rely on discipline, organization, and creativity.
Sit-down strikes were a popular union tactic in the 1930s in which workers would bring production to a halt and basically take over a plant. According to Fain, the latest offers on the table included 20% pay raise by Ford. GM has proposed an 18% increase, while Stellantis is willing to give auto workers a 17.5% spike.
Still optimistic that we'll get a deal, but there is a limit. And because we have to protect for the future investments and the profitability of the company funds those.
Jim Farley, the CEO of Ford, says its offer is the most generous in some 80 years. However, the UAW believes all three can do better. Numbers compiled by the union show combined they have made $250 billion in North American profits in the last decade alone. We are told some workers can't even afford to buy what they are building.
Over the past almost 17 years of my 25 years, it's went from we were treated like gold to where now we're the bottom of the barrel, and we're up here just breaking our backs just to try to feed our kids.
So if this does end up going to a strike, as you just heard, there will not be a complete work stoppage at first. Now, Fain does plan to update union membership at 10 o'clock tonight about whether they will strike, whether they will walk off the job, and which locations will walk off first. If that is the case, if there is no deal reached, we'll of course keep you posted, though. For now, we are live outside Huntington Place. I'm Robin Murdoch. I'll send it back to you.
So, Robin, if a strike does happen, when do the negotiation talks continue?
You know, that's a very good question, Brandon. According to Fain, there will be no negotiations on Friday, no talks at all scheduled tomorrow. That is because these union leaders, these labor leaders who have been involved in these negotiations the entire time, they plan to walk the picket line with these union workers, a sign of solidarity.